Day 218 Zephahiah chapter 1, 2 and 3. Although this short book contains strong warnings, it also overflows with hope, restoration, and God's unfailing love. As you listen, allow these whispers to settle into your heart. Whisper 1. God sees what others cannot. Our lives can become so busy that we assume no one notices what is happening beneath the surface. We may appear successful, calm, or even deeply spiritual, while quietly drifting away from God. Zephahiah reminds us that nothing escapes God's attention. God says, "I will search Jerusalem with lamps." What a powerful picture. God searches with a lamp, not because he is looking to condemn first, but because he knows every hidden corner of our hearts. Today, this whisper invites us to ask ourselves, what areas of my life have I stopped inviting God into? Perhaps it is an attitude, a habit, a relationship, or simply a growing spiritual indifference. God already sees it. His invitation is to bring it into his light before darkness settles in. Whisper 2. Seek God while your heart is still soft. Our world often tells us that there will always be another opportunity to change. The Bible gently reminds us that today is always the best day to seek God. Seek the Lord, all you humble of the land. Seek righteousness, seek humility. Notice that Zephahiah does not tell us merely to seek answers, success, or comfort. He says to seek the Lord himself. Many of life's greatest regrets come not from making one terrible decision, but from delaying countless small acts of obedience. A kind word left unsaid, a prayer postponed, a forgiveness withheld, a calling ignored. God whispers, "Come closer now." Whisper 3. God's mercy is greater than our failure. Here we begin by describing rebellion, corruption, and broken leadership. It sounds surprisingly familiar. Even today we see injustice, dishonesty, pride, and hearts that refuse correction. Yet right in the middle of this darkness comes a beautiful reminder. The Lord within her is righteous, he does no wrong. Morning by morning he dispenses his justice. Every new morning carries evidence of God's faithfulness. Even when people disappoint us, even when institutions fail, even when we fail ourselves, God remains righteous. His character never changes. That means our hope is not built on perfect circumstances. Our hope is built on the unchanging goodness of God. Whisper 4. God delights in restoring his people. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing. The God who created the universe rejoices over his people with singing. Many people imagine God as constantly disappointed. Zephahiah paints a different picture. Yes, God corrects. Yes, he calls us to repentance. But his deepest desire is restoration. He delights in bringing his children home. If you have been carrying shame, if you feel you have wandered too far, this whisper reminds you that God welcomes those who return to him. His love is not reluctant, it is joyful. Whisper 5. God can turn shame into hope. The final verses of Zephahiah end with restoration instead of ruin. God promises healing where there has been loss, honor where there has been shame, hope where there has been despair. I will rescue the lame, I will gather the exiles, I will give them praise and honor. I will restore your fortunes before your very eyes. Life sometimes leaves us carrying invisible labels: failure, rejected, not enough, too late. But God's final word is never shame. His final word is restoration for those who trust him. Our past may explain us, but it does not have to define our future. God specializes in writing hopeful endings. Whisper 6. Your priorities reveal your heart. Life can become so full of work, goals, and responsibilities that God slowly moves from being the center of our lives to simply being part of our routine. Zephahiah reminds us that God desires wholehearted devotion, not divided hearts. The prophet speaks of people who tried to worship God while also placing their trust elsewhere. Then he describes those who turn back from following the Lord and neither seek the Lord nor inquire of him. That is a gentle but important warning. Drifting away from God rarely happens all at once. It often begins with small compromises. Prayer becoming less frequent, worship becoming routine, or relying more on our own strength than on God's guidance. Stop and ask, what has quietly taken first place in my heart? God lovingly calls us back not to a life of duty, but to a relationship where he is our first love and our greatest trust. As we close today's reflection on the book of Zephahiah, remember this: God's warnings are never meant to push us away. They are loving invitations to return to him. Zephahiah reminds us that while God is holy and just, He is also full of mercy, eager to restore, and delighted to rejoice over His people with singing. So wherever you are today, choose to seek Him with a humble heart, trust Him through every season, and rest in the assurance that His love is greater than your fears, and His plans are greater than your past. Thank you, and may God bless you.